What do they give you? Jell-O and a bad 70s TV show.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hidden details in the Fast and Furious franchise. For this list, we'll be looking at the most clever Easter eggs, references, and shoutouts buried in this Speedy franchise. Since some of these details involve major plot points, beware of spoilers ahead. What's your favorite Easter egg in the franchise? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Sharing a seafood spot with Point Break. The Fast and the Furious.
We're in the political crosshairs now, Brian. That's why you're undercover.
Fans have noticed that the first entry in the exciting car franchise has a few similarities with Point Break. Both films feature a law enforcement officer going undercover with a crew of criminals in hopes to expose them. Beyond the premises, the two films also happen to share a distinct location. Brian is finally able to convince Dom to give him a shot at joining the crew at a seafood restaurant called Neptune's Net.
Now, whatever it is you're in on, I want in on it too.
That's the same eatery where Agent Johnny Utah starts his undercover infiltration in Point Break.
I mean, what do you want? Why do you keep hanging around here?
I need you to teach me.
Give me a break.
While having Neptune's Net in the Fast franchise definitely added to the list of comparisons between movies, it was still a cool nod. Number 9. A minor antagonist may have gotten a major death. Too Fast, Too Furious, and Furious 7. Although Fast villains have a tendency to make flashy comebacks, there's one antagonist return that may have driven right under your radar. In the second movie, Brian and Roman race against a team led by a guy named Corpy.
Each car does a down and back tag team style. For slips.
Loser walks home.
We came to race.
The heroes naturally win it all and walk away with 2 new cars. But there's a possibility that Corpy held a grudge. After playing that character, actor John Senatiempo played a henchman that aggressively goes after Brian and his crew in Furious 7. Although it's unconfirmed, it would make sense if the actor was reprising his role so his character could get revenge. This possible plot thread also explains why Senatiempo's character gets such a distinctive death in the spotlight.
What are you doing? This is crazy!
Number 8. A small Deadpool 2 reunion. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
She stabbed one guy in the chest using a brick. Do you know how hard that is to stab someone using a brick?
Get to the point.
The point is there's no sharp edge.
CIA agent Victor Locke was easily one of the most hilarious characters added to the series during the spin-off. Since he was played by Ryan Reynolds, another piece of casting became more hilarious. After Locke recruits Hobbs for a mission, he calls up a CIA agent named Loeb that is played by Rob Delaney.
We all have our histories. Anyway, it's the fate of the world here.
It's the fate of the world.
The planet's population is in their hands.
Serious stuff.
The two previously appeared together in Deadpool 2 as the inseparable pair of the merc with the mouth and a guy named Peter. Although Eddie Marsan doesn't share scenes with either agent, he appeared in the action and superhero films. To top it all off, the director also got into the cast. David Leitch, who directed both Deadpool 2 and Hobbs and Shaw, played a pilot in the Fast film.
Welcome to my island, you take it up!
Number 7. A few actors lacked licenses. The Fast and Furious franchise.
You want an adrenaline rush? It'll be too large. Right here, right now. What's it gonna be?
Despite playing one of the most proficient drivers in the franchise, Michelle Rodriguez didn't actually get a license until she signed on to play Letty. Jordana Brewster also raced to pass a driver's test after she was cast. Additionally, Devin Aoki had the daunting task of having to learn how to handle a stick-shift car with little formal experience. All 3 journeys pale in comparison to Natalie Emanuel.
Why not?
Okay, this is a bad time to tell you this, but I don't drive. Okay, I never got my license, I don't know how to drive, and you know, no one really drives in London. Okay, and that is not my contribution to this group.
Although she learned how to drive a car for the 9th installment, the actress still didn't have a license before she wrapped filming. This made the entire sequence where Emmanuel's Ramsey struggles to chase another car in a truck a big wink to the audience about the actress's missing license.
Okay, that one was my fault.
Number 6. A G.I. Joe-sized shout-out. The Fate of the Furious.
That the United States Army lent me.
See, the Army's developing machines like this that soldiers can drive from a mile away so they can stay safe and alive. But luckily, there's a backup driver's seat.
When the crew needed to get ready for an icy excursion, Tej made the wise decision to take a ripsaw tank. But we were honestly surprised Hobbs didn't take that ride for himself. In G.I. Joe Retaliation, Dwayne Johnson's Roadblock hops in a ripsaw to take on enemies.
Block! Secure the perimeter!
As it turns out, both productions used the exact same tank. We're fairly certain that the G.I. Joe story did not take place in the same world as the Fast franchise. However, we think Tej and Roadblock would definitely bond over their taste in tanks.
Okay, y'all want to play rough? Now it's my turn.
Number 5. Director Justin Lin's son is a part of the series, the Fast and Furious franchise.
We developed, we did develop a family, and it's so rare in Hollywood.
Since the entire Nos-fueled franchise is all about family, it's only fitting that the director got to bring his son along for the ride. While working on the 5th film, it was rumored that Justin Lin snuck his son into the scene where they dragged the safe. The young actor definitely appeared as a bystander in the 9th installment. But Oakley's biggest contribution to the franchise directly shaped a plot point in F9. According to Justin Lin, his son suggested the moment where Jacob Toretto's car flies off a cliff and is snatched up by a plane. Lin's son's ambitious idea made for a great moment and proved that he clearly inherited some of his father's creativity.
Who pre-planned an aerial jump and landed at the bottom of an airplane? Who does that?
Number 4. Hobbs is a big Dwayne Johnson fan. Furious 7.
Agent Hobbs, right?
That's right. I'm also the last man on Earth whose computer you want to be hacking into.
During a fight between Hobbs and Shaw, the DSS agent hits the rogue villain with a special takedown. Wrestling fans were quick to notice that the hero was using the signature rock bottom move that Dwayne Johnson had made famous. While that shout out to the actor's career was easy to spot, there was a sneaky blink and you'll miss it reference later on.
You risk life and limb to save the free world, and what do they give you? Jell-O and a bad 70s TV show.
It's got its perks.
Hobbs chooses to pass time in the hospital by watching football. If you pause and look at the screen, you can see that he's watching a 1993 college game where the real Johnson actually sacked the quarterback. This one scene makes us wonder if Hobbs ever got to see a former football player that looks exactly like him star in movies like Black Adam.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender.
Number 3. The skyscraper jump parallels a sci-fi climax. Furious 7.
You got this, right?
Brian and Dom famously went on a mission to get a flash drive out of a car that was inside of a skyscraper. But when Deckard Shaw appeared and tried to kill them, they avoided him by driving through glass and jumping to another building. This iconic franchise scene mirrors a similar beat from 1986's Black Moon Rising. In that sci-fi film, a former criminal is tasked with getting a vital disc out of a car. When he's backed into a corner, he plows through the glass and makes a building jump of his own. Furious 7 definitely upped the ante by adding a second skyscraper to the mix. But the high-octane scene still feels like a great homage to the smaller sci-fi film.
Got it! Get out!
Number 2. Drifting royalty graced the franchise. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. As Sean Boswell is learning how to embrace the art of drifting, a couple of local fishermen weigh in on his technique. One of these small parts was played by the legendary Keiichi Tosuchi. After competing in a bunch of street races, he achieved international fame and was nicknamed Drift King because of his mastery of this car technique.
He still does spectacular demonstration runs today, though he handicaps himself by wearing a pair of marigolds and driving a standard road car.
Years after rising to the career heights, he made a cameo, performed stunts in and coordinated action for Tokyo Drift. The production took their love for the sport a step further by bringing in Shui Chisegano for a fisherman cameo. This famous artist was behind Initial D, a long-running and popular series that also happens to center around cars and drifting.
Whoa! What the hell? Inertia drift?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Han's True Origins. The Fast and Furious franchise.
Get in.
I'll get you your money.
Why are you talking like you have a choice?
One of the franchise's coolest characters fittingly has one of the best surnames. In a quick scene, it's revealed that the constantly snacking crew member's full name is Han Solo. While the aspect of his origin story is great on its own, fans can learn a lot more about his past. Actor Sung Kang played a character named Han in the Justin Lin-directed movie Better Luck Tomorrow.
This is Han, Virgil's cousin. He's everything Virgil's not.
You ladies ready?
According to the director, the troublemaking kid in the film grew up to be the talented racer we wanted justice for in the Fast franchise. So if you ever wanted to learn more about Han Solo's origins, Better Luck Tomorrow is required viewing.
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.